Hello collective, and welcome in for a daily general read. This one's feeling kind of karmic, but also that balancing beam between the past and the future. So I'm trying to remain positive. I think this could possibly relate to the first read of the day that speaks on a masculine energy, and I'm hearing some ringing, who could be trying to take some distance from a karmic energy. This is giving very much divorcee vibes, or separating of assets in some regard. And yeah, the cards that I pulled from the Black Moon definitely touch on that. And then they also wanted me to choose page from the Oracle Within, which I did right before beginning, and that was the Law of Resistance, which is a 16 breaking down to a 7, so that speaks to divine path. And then there's this image right here. The Law of Resistance says, what you resist, you draw to yourself. As long as you resist something, you are locked into combating it and merely perpetuate its influence in your life. Resistance is fear. Choices is what wanted to make an appearance. Another 7. Interesting. Resistance is fear, something you need to karmically resolve. You must let go of the fear by encountering it until you learn to consciously detach from what you view to be negative. You must learn to yield to an oncoming force, in such a way as to render it harmless and at the same time change its direction by pushing it from behind instead of resisting it from the front. A master of life doesn't oppose things, nor does he attempt to change the circumstances by asserting himself against them. Instead, he goes with the flow, yielding to its full force and either pushing it slightly out of direct line or moving it around in the opposite direction without ever encountering its direct opposition. This is the principle of controlling life by going along with it. How does this wisdom relate to your question, and how can you incorporate it into your situation? And something they brought up while I was reading that was also the action of inaction. That could be relevant for somebody. And this drawing kind of looks like a bird, but also like an Ouroboros, so that could be relevant for somebody here. This could certainly speak to somebody who's been facing quite a bit of opposition in their life by somebody who does not want to get off of their path, and maybe engaging in the fight to begin with is what's perpetuating it and allowing it to continue. And I'm hearing some ringing. So I pulled out some cards from the Black Moon deck. We've got 8 Chiron, healing, which is amazing. We love to see that. Followed by South Node, life's debts. So we are healing those life debts. We're moving into our North Node, life's purpose. And then we've got part of fortune increase here in reverse, which is a 9. So we've got 8, 6, 9. Any of those numbers could be relevant for you. I'm also just focusing on like the color yellow, which is kind of giving me like anxiety and fears, as well as red, which is giving me like anger and rage and just like very, very shadowy energy that comes from a place of needing control, or thinking that if you can't control things that everything will fall apart. Okay, so I was going with the soul's journey and get a couple cards and then see what the rest of the vibe is. Okay, as I do my little introduction, my prayer, I would encourage you to just take deep breaths. I can't do it because I'm speaking, but if you are someone who watches that, use that time to just take some deep breaths, roll out your shoulders, do a little one of those, whatever you need to. You know, you're here anyway. Just help your body heal, okay? So, with love, light, and gratitude, I call upon the Ascended Masters, Archangels, Ancestors, Guardians, Galactics, and Guides of highest white light and the frequency of love to assist me in channeling messages clearly and concisely for the highest good of my collective. I'm also going to lovingly and adoringly call upon the Sage Main and Violet Flame to assist me and all worthy hearts the effortless and immediate task of transmuting any lower level energies, entities, and others seeking to influence us or Gaia at this time. Thank you for blessings, thank you for protection, thank you for guidance, and thank you for connection. I'm going to declare complete and immediate energetic sovereignty for myself as well as the collective, for enough blind and block any unlawful remote viewers, psychics, spies, tarot readers, government officials, nosy exes, family members, friends, monitoring spirits, artificial intelligences, whomever may be seeking to infringe upon our energetic sovereignty. Because we are energetically sovereign beings, we shall act as such, and we will be treated as such. And so it shall be. We are going to repel any nocturnal energies that do not belong to us and are not for our highest good, while simultaneously reclaiming all of our yummy divine essence, so we may continue to anchor in our highest timelines and become our truest, most authentic, most angelic, and most powerful selves. I'm going to ask for Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron to shield me in the collective in 1,000 rings of holy lightning, 1,000 rings of holy fire, and 1,000 rings of holy alabaster. I'm going to initiate and invoke the maximum security protocol for myself as well as the collective for the remainder of the evening. And we are going to ask for Isis, Ma'at, Sekhmet, and Nemesis to preside over this reading, removing all veils upon myself, the collective consciousness, Gaia, the justice system, whomever needs it, so that we may assure a swift and thorough justice be brought for the highest timeline. I'm also going to ask for all beings of love and light to assist me in initiating all consenting collective souls and anchoring in our highest timeline from this moment forward. And so it shall be. Okay, wow, we've got an interesting mix of cards out here, collective. We've got Fear out here first. Fear says, I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. This is giving me kind of a backed into a corner feeling that ties into that shadowy anxiety experience I mentioned previously. Perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. That's beautiful. Pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. Okay. This is probably only going to resonate for a couple people, but I'm getting, it doesn't need to be a man, but I'm getting like a masculine energy who masks their true feelings, honk, as confirmation, and their true fears with a sense of like pride and braggadociousness. And like the face of perseverance quite possibly is like toxic masculinity in a sense that someone doesn't allow themselves to actually feel their feelings or experience what's going on in their internal world because they need to keep up a brave face quite possibly. And they don't want to be seen as weak. They don't want to be seen as fearful, not a man, not worthy. Okay, so fear is falling underneath Chiron. That could also directly relate to a fear of healing. Maybe somebody has some very deep wounds that need to be addressed, and it's simply a feeling of overwhelm at the reality of that experience and what that could ask of somebody. There's also a sense of, if I heal and I do this work, like, am I even going to be, they're thinking of it like, am I going to be me? Like, am I still going to be the same person? This individual could be fearing like what changes will occur in their lifestyle or in their social settings, and they're like, are these people, are these things still going to do it for me? And if I've got a masculine watching me with those fears, honestly, the answer is probably no, because your priorities will change significantly once you go through this healing process. And that doesn't mean that, you know, the playing field is being entirely leveled, but you will resonate at a different frequency, and as you rise higher, you unlock better experiences, better people, better what have you. So if there's an attachment to things of the past, it's giving me kind of trauma bond and just familiarity and comfortability. So grieve properly if there are necessary relationships or experiences that need to be purged, but don't allow past comfortabilities and comforts to distract you from the healing that you know is necessary. We've got a Magician here in reverse. Okay, so a magician on his head currently. Also, there's something about possibly wanting a quick fix. There is unfortunately no quick fix in healing. Anyone who's done any sort will tell you the exact same thing. Anything that's worth doing is worth doing right. And what I'm seeing is this individual who holds a great deal of power kind of disempowering themselves via this fear. And as I've mentioned in videos recently, fear is the anti-ascension emotion. So by allowing these negative programs or external influences to seed that in someone's existence, psyche, soul, it is damaging the highest timeline and halting someone's progression. And I'm just seeing how similar, these colors are, right? They're very, very similar. It's making me think of like, it's a rainbow essentially, but without like the blue and the purples and like without the brightest bits. So it's like, again, the concept of like having all the things that you think should make you happy, but not really having the zest for life. Underneath the Magician, we've got Death in reverse, as well as the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, and then the Ten of Wands in reverse as well. So it's a need to end the way things have been done. It absolutely is. And this is so random, but it made me think of that episode of The Simpsons when, what's his name, Mr. Burns goes out into the forest and he like is an alien, or he finds an alien and he's like radioactive and glowing. I don't know how that connects, but I haven't seen that in like surely nearly 2 decades, but if that's relevant for you, it is. Okay, perseverance, falling underneath life's debts, very clearly being able to withstand the burdens of the South Node to achieve the blessings of the North Node. And when you're dealing with South Node energy, you certainly do need perseverance. I'm also kind of getting like Saturn return energy as well. It's a tenacity, a refusal to give up despite all the odds that are being experienced, okay? We've got High Priestess upright. Well, that's beautiful. Okay, so we've got the Magician and the High Priestess. And the Three of Cups. So perhaps there's a masculine out here who is being advised by a High Priestess. That could be me. That could be another reader. That could be their own internal High Priestess energy on how to shift from north to south. Okay, I think that's beautiful. Underneath the part of Fortune increase in reverse, we've got Pride. So again, possibly allowing those superficial markers of success or accolades to run one's world when in reality you're not feeling connected to the collective, because perhaps if this masculine is somebody who has had great success and great financial boons, they've kind of separated themselves from the reality of the world for a lot of people, and they're realizing how closed-minded they have been. Five of Pentacles, yeah, that would be part of Fortune in reverse, absolutely. Feeling of being left out in the cold. Death is here as well. Queen of Cups, and then the Magician in reverse. Yeah, so I really do think this speaks to, wow, yeah, this experience that somebody has had with a karmic. I'm not sure how it's going to relate to... I lost what I was saying, but this does seem to be dissolving of a relationship. There's a divine masculine here, absolutely, and then there's someone who's a couple ranks beneath them, and quite possibly, I want to say manipulative, but I heard abusive. There's also possibly a desire to not lose money in relation to this karmic of this masculine. It's kind of like, if we've been married and I need to divorce, then I'm gonna have to do X, Y, and Z. And that either hurts their wallet or it hurts their pride, or perhaps both. And they're allowing this to kind of get in the way of the amazing, unexpected returns they will have when they are free of this karmic chapter and they're in their North Node. I think they're coming from a bit of a scarcity mindset, and they think that like all the things they have right now are, you know, like it's not going to go up from here, it's going to go down from here, and Spirit wants them to know that that's absolutely not the case. There might be some losses taken, absolutely. There could be some payouts necessary or whatever, but that doesn't mean that on the other side of this, you're not going to be able to recoup those losses infinitely. Okay, let me just have some tea. Let's go in to Mother Earth, Earth Mother? Mother Peace deck and get some cards for my collective. Also, thank you for everybody who has liked, shared, subscribed, sent me an email. Six of Cups, one's come out on the fence. Those of you who have donated, I thank you especially. Yeah, I really appreciate everybody who energetically sows into the channel in whatever way they feel personally called to. Okay, so we're starting out here with Death in reverse, which makes sense. Death did make an appearance. Got Justice here. Priestess of Discs, which I believe is that the... Okay, so this is the Queen of Pentacles. This is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So that's an ex-wife, quite possibly an ex-partner, regardless of their gender. I see Justice being upright, which is an amazing sign. So whatever end is coming to this dynamic, even if it's just family, it's going to be for the best. It's going to stabilize things. It's going to allow someone to get back to their roots and reprioritize the things that actually matter. And maybe that means a little bit less focus on the finances, quite possibly. Ooh, the Tower out here sideways. Oh, that's an intense depiction, but the Justice is back out. Okay. So I'll show you this image. Okay, I just got this deck, so I'm still learning it, but what's standing out to me is the fact that there's an eclipse occurring in the background, and there's one person on the tower and then a bunch nearby watching. I kind of got the feeling of like people watching a public downfall, to be honest, and that could be a downfall of this Queen of Pentacles, especially if they are somebody who has exploited another for financial gain, which, and I'm hearing ringing, which has been coming up. And then we've got, underneath Justice, we've got the 10 of Cups, the King of Swords, and then the Moon. So it does seem to be a continuation of the last couple reads collective, and this is a masculine energy who is exercising their personal demons. They're realizing that perhaps someone's wanted to be at the top of the tower just for sake of being at the top of the tower, while this masculine was really looking for those 10 cups. And we've got the Shaman of Discs, so the King of Pentacles here on the fence as well. So between these two on my board sit the Tower, Destruction, Decay, Sun. That is beautiful. And then the 6 of Cups. So this is a necessary ending, and I think it's difficult for everybody, but I do have a feeling that this feminine energy is particularly having a hard time with it, because it's going to mean a significant change of lifestyle for them. Like, they were previously used to being like at the top of that tower. It's giving princess vibes. And now they're going to be like on the ground, you know, and they're going to be forced to ground and have a more realistic sense of self as well as one's environment, because this King of Pentacles, as you see on his horse, he's going on elsewhere, you know. He's got what seems to be like a medicine drum as well, and he's looking towards an eagle. Like, this is an individual who is on a sojourn. Okay, this person could actually be traveling. Canyons have been coming up a lot, as well as deserts and like the UAE, so that could be relevant for somebody. Also, I'm not going to take any of these. So we had the 9 of Swords, the 9 of Wands. Oh, and that's it. Okay, well, I guess I will take them then. But they came out in reverse, so that's good. So, quickly to note, there's also something that came up, and I'll put this on the community tab as well. I think the name Len, L-E-N, and then Malaysia might be a synchronicity or relevant for someone somehow. I don't know. Didn't get any further information. So 9 of Wands, 9 of Swords in reverse, okay? Oh, goodness gracious. They're just highlighting that this man up here is just like wrapped up in these demons, and it's giving like succubus energy. It's like maybe different responsibilities, different social pressures, different battles. Black widows are kind of standing out to me as well. Someone that they've been dealing with has been like very fiery, very angry, quite possibly. It's giving shadowy Aries. Like, if you don't do what I want you to do, there's going to be a problem, like do what I say or else sort of energy. And maybe the threats or the implication isn't quite so explicit, but this masculine, I wanted to say this emperor, this masculine knows through history what occurs when this person doesn't get what they want, and perhaps that's what's causing them this fear, and it's kind of making them think, well, maybe I should just stay in my south node, because like who knows what this witch with a B is gonna do if I decide to withstand her beating me down with her 9 wands and her 9 swords. Okay, Spirit, can you tell us a bit about, I was gonna say this Queen of Pentacles, the Devil, and the High Priestess. So this is a person, and then the Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay, this is a person who could have actually done magic on a masculine. This could have been binding, this could have been jars, this could have been roots, this could have been playing in someone's Akashic record. This could be, I'm getting even kind of like brainwashing and programming. Like someone could have been like, ew, Ten of Swords and the Star in reverse, like whispering in someone's ear while they sleep to try and like program their subconscious. That's really weird. They've been doing everything they can to stop this structure of theirs from falling down. They're watching. Maybe I have a karmic watching me. Very possible. Queen of Swords, who has been making quite a few appearances. This is the Divorcee card. She's in a lot of pain right now, and it's turned her on her head, but she's still trying to be the one that calls the shots. Okay. Spirit, what is the most relevant information on this Queen of Pentacles in reverse, the Hermit in reverse? Okay, so I'm seeing this as the masculine. She does not want this masculine to see the star. She's like, no, put a fucking blindfold on. Do not look for healing. Do not look for the truth. Do not look for freedom. Stay in this cave, this dark night of the soul, with me, and we'll be miserable together, because that's love. No, babes, it isn't. It isn't. This individual has failed to do the appropriate inner work for themselves, and it shows, is what they said. And I think this masculine has historically maybe either not realized it because they've been in a wounded place themselves, or they've made excuses, and it's like, well, you know, like they had this sort of childhood. Yeah, they've been in so much pain. Like all of these things have happened to them. Like they've just had it really rough, okay? Like they try and give them the benefit of the doubt, because I have a feeling that this is probably a very, like, again, divine masculine. So they don't want to just cut somebody off because they understand the inner workings of the psyche and someone's mentality, and they do make excuses for people far beyond what they should, but it comes from a loving place, and they said also a codependent place. Queen of Pentacles out here in reverse, to clarify that. Queen of Pentacles on the fence. Okay. So this individual has caused pain to this masculine. That's inevitable. Okay. This person might hurt animals. I don't like that. Whether that be like, you know, if they have a pet, they kind of like smack their pet around and they're like, oh, I'm just training them. Or if they've like actually like killed things in the past, whether that be for ritualistic purposes or just unstable purposes. This is a person who tries to seem nurturing, caring, kind, and all this because they know that there's a certain caliber of masculine who is attracted to that. So they whip up a potion, possibly a glamour, to make themselves appear to be something they're not. They wear the skin of a divine feminine, essentially, is what happens. Okay. Spirit, can you tell us about this Tower? Death. 5 of Pentacles. So this is giving me divorce, okay? It's giving me, you thought you were going to be set for life. Oops, not so. And again, people could be watching, sorry, I got a leg cramp. People could be watching this unfold. These people could actually be fairly well known, whether that be like globally or just simply within their communities. And people are watching this feminine energy, regardless of their gender, have an absolute conniption is what I heard, but have like a public fall from grace, and they're kind of making a show of it, thinking that they'll garner support, but they're not garner support. People are like afraid of this person. Seven of Wands, which came out on the fence, defensiveness, wanting to fight against the Tower. Yeah, this is certainly that Queen of Pentacles who wants to, I'm getting also like fend off like accusations or facts. It might not even be accusations, it's just straight up facts. But they can't defend themselves, they really can't. This individual could have had a great deal of extramarital affairs and trauma, possibly related to their sexual experiences in the past. Page of Swords, the Empress, and the Sun. So, collective, what I think is occurring here is that essentially, if you relate to the story of being a divine feminine who maybe even has a platform like me, or is just very public with your healing work modalities, whatever they may be, it seems as if you've got some eyes on you, and I'm hearing ringing. So this masculine energy has their eyes on you, but it seems as if this feminine could also be eyeing you down as well. What I'm seeing is that because of who you are, because of what you do, because of what you stand for, your quality of character, your sense of justice and truth, you have inspired somebody to put up boundaries to an individual who shows them the absolute opposite sort of character, okay? So they are able to look very clearly at you and see how you handle circumstances, or the things that you discuss, or what your passions are, or how you express your hobbies, or whatever the case may be. They see like a real one is what they said. And you're being seen as an empress, which is beautiful. And essentially, ooh, Page of Pentacles, what part of this Tower is that everyone is seeing you for who you are. That's the masculine, that's onlookers quite possibly, and that's also this karmic. And I think what's occurring is that it's become like indisputable about the fact that like this lady or man is not who they claim to be, and their partner or whomever is really not so keen on allowing them to continue the charade. It's just like they want healing, they do. Lovers in reverse, the Page of Cups in reverse, and then the Queen of Swords. So that's a divorcee. That is separating from a soul contract, quite possibly a twin flame, though I don't think this is a twin flame situation. I think this is karmics who stayed together far longer than they should have, okay? Page of Cups in reverse is an inauthentic offer, immaturity, insincerity. Queen of Swords in reverse is very cutting and very cruel. What I'm getting here is a sense that this Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles in reverse individual is, she's pulling out all the stops, okay? Because she, at one time, had access to a divine connection, even if she did bring the karmic to the party. Like, her karmic nature, but maybe there is something about a party and bringing a karmic to a party or a wedding. That came through previously as well. And they're trying to make themselves seem like not threatening, or like they're trying to seem as if they're balanced and they are sincere, but it's not that at all. It's all just an attempt to lord over someone's life and stop them from going forward into their North Node and completing that process and cycle of healing that is being ushered in for them by assistance of a divine feminine, a true divine feminine. The High Priestess, exactly, there you go. Who's a Queen of Cups, a true, genuine Queen of Cups, who knows how to exercise devils within themselves and within others. There's not a need to juggle. There really isn't a need to juggle. King of Swords in reverse, that Queen of Swords in reverse. he's a lot closer to this Empress than he is to the Queen of Swords. I'll say that. And again, with him having this Devil right next to him in reverse, that says he's cut it off. You know, he's participated in healing, and he's essentially just waiting for a connection to happen in the 3D, quite possibly, or waiting to finish some legal proceedings or whatever the case may be. But again, there's such a stark difference between this Queen, regardless of their energy, and then the Divine Feminine that this masculine sees as, I heard, like the true bearer of his children and the true bearer of light. So maybe this, oh, that's what they're saying as well with the Page of Cups here as well. This Queen of Swords could be trying to get pregnant, or could have tried to get pregnant, or could be asking this King of Swords to expand a family, because maybe that's what this masculine's always wanted, and this other karmic's always said no. But now, in a desperate attempt to hold on to someone, they're like, yeah, sure, like, I'll give you kids, like, what do you need? Like, tell me to jump and I'll say how high. It doesn't really matter, because this person is watching their comfortability in their life and their blessings just walk away from them because they've mishandled them, they've never been grateful, and they were likely never approaching this relationship with pure intentions to begin with. And this masculine knows that. He's got a sword as well, okay, and he can absolutely use that. He's going to go to someone who is balanced. Rebuke that. Someone who's balanced, somebody who's nurturing, someone, this would make a great mother. This is somebody who leads with the heart, the head as well. The High Priestess is very intelligent. She doesn't just know about the ethers, she studies. She studies scripture, she studies history, she studies health, she studies whatever is necessary for the betterment of her and her people, right? So this is a very yummy energy that would benefit anyone who comes close to it. I'm kind of seeing the Divine Feminine progress through different major arcana in relation to their own ascension. And you know, we usually start with the Empress, right? We say the Empress is the one that brings all the blessings. Bring her a seed and she'll give you a garden, and that is beautiful, absolutely. But I'm kind of seeing the High Priestess as the next step above the Empress. She has all that knowledge. She can do the exact same thing. She might be a bit more reserved, a bit more to herself, but she has one foot in each of the realms. And then beyond that, I see quite possibly the Star, which again is what that masculine has seen exist within a Divine Feminine, regardless of whether or not that is the energy that you Divine Feminines operate in fully, or if it's just something that you can tap into. You are leagues and leagues above this karmic, and there's nothing they can do about it, unfortunately, other than heal. That is really truly all they can do about it. And if I happen to have any karmics watching me, I ask you to take no offense to anything I've said, because it's truly just been delivered as it's been told to me. And if your definition of success and happiness and prosperity is to exploit and take advantage of another, do not be surprised when you have a karmic label put upon your head. Please don't. Can I get one or two more, please, Spirit? One or two more for the collective to close this reading out, please and thank you. One. Out here, as I was talking about the karmic, 7 in reverse, goddess of creation, transformation, creativity, wholeness. So this is somebody who hasn't been in their power, or if they had power, they haven't used it appropriately. This is maybe not a goddess of creation, this is a goddess of destruction, okay? The search, feeling lost, confused, lonely. A 6. This came out in the last read, so as I mentioned, there could certainly be a relation here. And at the bottom, we've got remembrance in reverse. That says resurfacing of past feelings and emotions. And like I was mentioning, that is part of this healing for this masculine, dealing with things that maybe they've turned a blind eye to or thought haven't been quite so important. They need to process these things that they were ignorant to in order to choose a new story, okay? And we've got Ganesha here, clearing away obstacles, protection and guidance, as well as Sacred Heart, passion, love, spiritual communion. So if they're, and then this is the card from the last reading that was showing up as the Empress. If there are divine masculines watching, whatever your karmic has been trying to do has been, I heard, for naught. It's been influential in the past, quite possibly, but you've got quite a bit of divine support coming from the higher realms, your guides, and also from your divine feminine, even if you don't know her. This karmic that has been part of your life for possibly quite a while, or maybe it was just something that came about through inner demons, inner childs playing seemingly well together, toxic trauma bonds, quite possibly. This person is lost. I heard they're losing control. They're lonely, yes, and they're trying to remember all of, I heard what makes you tick. They're trying to remember like how they could rope you in, like what they did in the beginning of a dynamic to like get you going. They are not trying to birth anything with you with pure intentions, whether that be a new relationship, another child, or a child to begin with. Their intentions are not in the right place, and you know that, and you have a sacred union just right around the corner, okay? So keep your eyes on the prize, and this karmic most certainly is not the prize. I assure you of that, okay? So, collective, if you enjoyed this reading, please like, please share, please subscribe. If you like my vibe and you want to join me on Patreon, you can find that as well as information to book me for a personal in the description. Thank you for being here. Stay safe, stay sexy, stay sane, and stay psychic. Bye.